So, in terms of faith-inclusive banking in achieving sustainability goals, there's a lot of things to unpack there. As a starting point, Algebra is we're about being inclusive broadly, and within that, faith inclusivity is an important factor, particularly for communities like the Muslim community. If you look at the principles of what faith inclusive banking is, and when you need to develop and tailor your products in a way that is inclusive of certain communities from that perspective, there are certain principles by which you need to abide by. Those principles include, risk reward sharing. It includes transparency. It includes, not investing in anything unethical, whether that's related to gambling, arms, tobacco, alcohol, and within that, not investing in anything that relates to fossil fuels or anything that has a negative externality on society. So, as a bare minimum, from a starting point, you can say that faith-inclusive banking has the ability to enable huge amounts of people to divest their funds from fossil fuel-related industries. Because, for example, with an Algebra account, when you hold your money with us, none of those funds are being invested into anything like that. And that's the possibility of what you can do, and that's the potential of what you can do. That's just the start. More broadly, if you take a look at those principles and you look at what you can do with faith inclusive products and with broadly inclusive products in general, you're looking at principles of how do you do something more ethical? How do you do something that aligns with our values? And people who are looking to do that, from a faith perspective, are looking to do it broadly. And sustainability is an important part of that. And it's a very easy piece that you can integrate within that framework, within those components. And so, whether it means carbon tracking and allowing customers to measure their carbon footprint in a way that any other provider in this space is doing, offsetting as well, and everything that you would do around that. And then the other part of it is, from a sustainability perspective, where are the communities that are most affected by this? And a lot of the time it's in the developing world and in the emerging markets, whether that's places like Bangladesh, where people are suffering as a product of, rising sea levels. And through faith-inclusive projects and faith-inclusive propositions, you're able to get that perspective of the people who are from those places, which are are firsthand suffering from the effects of climate change. And so when you're talking about sustainable, you're actually talking about doing something and shifting the perspective around the conversation into something that is meaningfully impacting the people on the ground who are affected by climate change and the lack of sustainability that we see today. So there's a lot of things there, and I think broadly, integrating sustainability within something like faith inclusive banking is such an easy combination, and it feeds into so many different components, and it's a way to actually meaningfully impact societies and enable this progression.